If you're watching this within 24 plus hours of me posting this video, you would be forgiven for thinking by the thumbnail and title that I was going to be making my first new animatic video about some fantasy adventure. I am not. You've been pranked. This is a Snack Bois video. Not much of an April Fool's Day gag, I admit, but I'm starting to accept the fact that my April Fool's humor peaked with the fake Glass Joe for Smash Bros rant I went on before Musk made Twitter basically unusable. But this shorter showcase is a special one because it does indeed have a fantasy theme. I fancy myself a fantasy fan, I adore tales of swords and sorcery, and I would love to one day draw and rig a wizard outfit for myself. But for the life of me, I cannot seem to find the time or patience to make a new model. Anyway, I wanted to make a couple of Snack Bois to fit this theme. I don't have a lot, hence why this video is shorter, but it's better than nothing. The first thought to come to my mind when coming up with fantasy snacks was potions, and no apothecary can be complete without health potions. Though you could argue they'd be better off without HP the health potion. HP? As in H and P, like hit points? Okay. HB appears to be a sweet medic with a fragrance and taste akin to cherry jelly, but that's only a cheap facade. They don't truly care if the people they're healing live or die. In fact, they're actively rooting for you to die. It would be easier than going through the effort of healing people and prolonging their miserable lives, but that is a very morbid outlook to have.
The pain can go away faster if you just let go.
But health isn't the only stat that can be recovered by potions, for what fantasy would be truly complete without magic? And MP, the mana potion, can help in that department, at least to some degree. MP, as in M and P? MP is more of an earthly looking potion, tasting like one of those wheatgrass smoothies you see stereotypical health nuts chugging. Yeah, not exactly appetizing, but it gets worse. MP has a particular delusion. They believe that just because they help others recover mana, they themselves are capable of casting spells as well. They are not, and it is embarrassing and dangerous. And I realize describing the flavors might seem a bit odd for snack foods I draw on a monochrome palette, so if it helps, here's a colored rendition of the two potions to show my logic. So truth be told, I struggled a lot with trying to figure out fantasy-themed consumables to make mascot characters out of. I had to kind of stretch things a little to find stuff to fit the theming and that I personally like enough. And since I covered healers and mages in some capacity, I kinda need at least a physical attacker. And the only other fantasy-adjacent food I can think of is mutton, so Leggy the mutton, I guess? Leggy is a barbarian warrior with a slight lean towards Viking warrior portrayed in media. With a voracious appetite for food and battle, I'd also assume women and ale, but no need to step too much on Critical Role's toes here. And no matter if it's while killing their enemies, feasting with the boys, or anything else in their day-to-day lives, they are way too goddamn loud. Like, someone turned the dial up to 11, and then broke the dial immediately afterwards, so you can't bring it back down. Bring some Tylenol when talking to the Soph is all I'm saying. The fantasy candle kinda burned out for me by this point in making these particular Snack Bois, so I really started to reach to get the last one figured out. Or last ones? Yes, when thinking over all things fantastical, I started mulling over all things mythical as well, and deciding to bring up another of some of the worst inventions of mankind on par with politicians and capitalists: gods. Yes, the Snack Bois have gods as well, and they are represented by Ambi the Ambrosia and Necti the Nectar, some of the most overly indulgent individuals this side of the pantheons, throwing mortals into various shenanigans on a whim, especially when one wants to try to prove something stupid to the other and get a win over them. Just be careful about questioning anything they do. As with many gods of old, they are pretty trigger-happy when it comes to smiting. Okay, I think that should do just fine for this volume. Be sure to keep an eye out for more Snack Bois introduction videos coming soon. And if you haven't already, check out my other socials to get a look at them sooner. Or check out my original webcomic, A Familiar World, at the official website. Oh, yeah, and my VTubing stuff, I do that too. I make edited Let's Play videos and post about 1 or 2 every month when I can. You can watch those too when you get the time. That should do for me, so until next time, see ya!